Alrighty, welcome Grenada, Gary, Kopi, Manik, and the rest of the world. We'd like to welcome you to another Mikey Live, people. This is where it all happens. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. So brace yourself, people. We have real things to tell you about, man. Here's what: Grenada is the place of everything. We're talking about the good, the bad, and sometimes the Mikey. Now here's what, folks, we have a few items down on the agenda for discussion today. Gunman remanded to prison for weekend shooting, and increase in house fires for 2018. More flights options announced for Grenada, and Grenadian on farm jobs in Grenadians, that is, on farm jobs in Canada. And no further updates as it relates to the eruption activities or volcanic activities happening at Kikamjeni. Digicel awarded a multi-million-dollar 15-year ICT contract by the government of Grenada. Prime Minister casts doubts on benefit of the US visa interview waiver. Not Grenada's Prime Minister, though. We're talking about the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Folks, we have that and more to talk about on tonight's Mikey Live program. So brace yourself, people. Right now, I want to encourage all of you to share the business. You see, when you share the business, everybody gets to know the business is live. When you share the business, you become an ambassador for the program. When you share the business, you get your badge that says you are an ambassador for the program. So if you don't yet have a badge and you want to know how it is, I don't have a top fan badge, you have to be active and you have to share the business. So all you, if you have not yet done so, then please go ahead. Do not hesitate. Share the business. Alright? Now, folks, we want to remind you that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and Colombian Emeralds International. Now, when we come back, is real news in Ololili Lolo.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Why not stay in? Turn off your alarm clock and stay in on your perfect mattress for as long as you like. Only at Quartz. Get 2 free pillows with the purchase of a bed frame or mattress. Get what you want now. With Ready Finance, there's no down payment and you pay nothing for 30 days. So turn off that alarm clock and stay in as long as you like. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home.
Does your laundry detergent have enzymes to fight stains, remove bacteria and odors while being gentle on your hands? Does your laundry detergent have a natural lemon scent, easy rinse technology, and fabric softener to protect your clothes? If you answered yes, then you must be using Glace. If not, what are you waiting for? Clace laundry detergent is made with a 4-in-1 advanced formula and is phosphate-free, making it safe for the environment and safe for washing machines. Clace, a clean home is a Clace home.
Yes. All right, so I see a little thing there. All right, so folks, we want to officially welcome you to another Mikey Live program. And people, we are just getting a little confirmation here. All right, good. Now, folks, are already sweating on the program. And that is what we come here for. We want to make sure we burn some calories on the business. AC turned off and we're doing things. All right. All right, so people, let's get into what's making the news for today. All right, now the first thing that we have to tell you about, I want to big up Kenita, the girl Kenita. Thank you for that, Kenita. I saw the thing and we fixed it up. All right, okay, so the first thing that we want to tell you about is a notice that we received from the Osprey. Okay, so let's tell you that now, that the Osprey Lines Limited wishes to inform the general public of the following temporary change in its schedule. Now, please be advised that the boat Osprey shuttle will be leaving Grenada Thursday, 4th October 2018 at 8 a.m. and that is to facilitate the official opening of the port in Harveyville, Carriacou. Please note that the departure from Carriacou will be as normal at 3:30 p.m. Now, they apologize for any inconveniences which may be caused by this temporary change. All right, and please be guided accordingly. Now, we're not going to overlook the fact that the Harveyville, the opening of the port is going to be taking place. Now, they've been working on this for a couple of months now. You understand? They've been working on it, and listen, the business looks really good. The business looks really good. You understand? So, make sure when things settle along and things, y'all take a trip to Carriacou and check out the port. Looking really lovely. My fault that I didn't get like a picture for it to show what it looked like so far, you know what I mean? But I small thing anyway. We are moving on now. The next thing that we have to tell you about, service interruption, and that information comes from the National Water and Sewage Authority. Housekeeping matters again, we got to tell you what's going on. Now, the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, advises consumers in Westerhall Point, Westerhall, Fort Judy, Petit Bacay and surrounding communities in the parish of St. David that in order to facilitate emergency repairs on damaged water main, you will experience an interruption in your water supply from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Thursday, October 4th, that is tomorrow. Now, you are therefore advised to collect and store water in clean covered containers prior to the interruption in your supply. Please also be advised that although the system will be reopened at 4 p.m., some customers, especially those on high elevation, might receive your supply within 2 hours after the scheduled restoration period. Now, in addition, motorists, you are advised that due to the nature of the work being undertaken, access to vehicular traffic through Canoe Road in Westerhall will be impeded. All right. Now, as a result, individuals are encouraged to utilize alternative routes to get to your various destinations. Now, the authority apologizes for any inconvenience caused and would like to thank you for your patience as they work towards the delivery of a safe, adequate, and reliable water supply. NAWASA say that they are committed to meeting customers' needs. Right, all how we looking? Now, the next thing I have to tell all you about, flights, and more flights to Grenada. You understand? Announcement of added flights to Grenada. And I thought that was one that's really interesting, because I think, for now, Grenada looking good enough. We're doing good, Thank you very much. We're doing real good, we're looking good. Don't see all of I had some, and I think I know I kind of doing a little extra on the thing here because the whole how they calling it, cocoa tea. And I drink some cocoa tea before I come in the program. And I say, do you know, guys, that cocoa tea is a very good source? I mean, we're deviating a bit, but do you know that cocoa tea is a very good source of energy. Right, so it is a very, very good source of energy. So before I come on the program, I drink a little cocoa tea to get my little energy up, because you know it does be usually a long day for me. So I don't do coffee and them kind of thing. I try to go more natural. So I drink a little cocoa tea and I'm good for another 4 hours. Now Air Canada and American Airlines added flights to meet the demand of travel to Grenada. So with the winter season around the corner, you know, it's a good time for people to come on down. So from December 22nd through March 30th, American Airlines is adding an additional flight to its schedule, departing Miami International Airport on Saturdays at 9:40 a.m. and arriving in Grenada Maurice Bishop International Airport at 2:23 p.m. Now, this new flight will be in addition to the later flights that depart Miami at 10:40 a.m., which will allow seamless connections from other cities. You understand? With this new frequency to Grenada, we further strengthen our Caribbean route network, which today includes more than 900 weekly flights to 36 destinations in the region. Grenada is an important market for American, and we look forward to starting this new seasonal flight, helping us better meet customers' demand, said Alfredo Gonzalez, American's Managing Director for the Caribbean. Now, starting December 18th, Grenada will have 3 direct flights per week from Canada's Toronto Pearsons International Airport on Tuesdays. All right, Pearsons International Airport. And here's what: Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Now, this additional weekly flight will give Canadians more options to fly from Toronto direct into St. George's, Grenada. People, we're looking pretty. Now, the destination continues to offer visitors from North America non-stop seasonal flights from Hartsfield, Jackson, Atlanta International Airport, and from New York JFK International Airport every Saturday, which with Delta Airlines. All right, and then JetBlue also continues its daily flights from John F. Kennedy International Airport and will be offering its premium Mint service on Saturdays from December 1st, 2018. Oh yeah, we're looking pretty, you know. So here what's going on: you get some more money in the country, the economy go boom. You're telling me economy booming? We going again. More stories in all the Lily Lolo. How are we looking for time? Right. So, Olio, the next thing I want to tell you, while we are talking about Canada, check what's going on all the screen. You know what I mean? Yes, people all you know. Eh? Now, within the past 14 days, 32 men from Grenada arrived in the town of Rogemont, a small, nice little tough, where they will be taking up jobs, making a money. Yeah, a song like the Prime Minister, making a money. Now, the new arrivals were the last batch of Grenadian workers participating in the 2018 Temporary Foreign Workers Program. Now, under an agreement between the governments of Grenada and Canada, Grenadians are employed on a contractual basis to work on Canadian farms. Now, a first group of Grenadians landed in Canada in March and began providing their services to strawberry and blueberry farms. Now, this group, along with the subsequent batches that arrived in April and September, now are working at apple orchards. Now, Now, here's what the September group of 32 workers received an official greeting and participated in an orientation session last Sunday in Rogemont. All right. Now, they say that the facilitator, Mr. Dean Thompson, he's the owner, all right, at the business, all right, of orchards, and they gave the workers an idea as to what to expect with regards to the culture, what is expected of them, security, and all the whole business. All right, and they're ready to work Now they're saying that the Grenadians are I'll give them a clap now, man. They are like ambassadors to us, for us, people. They say that the Grenadians, they just walk. Grenadians could walk. And that is why they set up this whole partnership. You understand? Because we could walk, people. So we walk it. Alright? Big up to all the Grenadian them. We're moving on. Right. Right. All you. How we looking? They say no, this is all the big up them people are getting a man. Let me roll. All start to Karaoke's Carnival. Now Karaoke's Carnival was launched on the weekend, as we hear more in this special report by our very good colleague Mr. Kendall Mark from KOMG Productions.
The 2019 Karaoke Carnival was officially launched at the Hillsborough Tennis Court on September 28. The festival will be celebrated under the theme Crave Music, Expo Tradition, All Mass, Kayak Mass. Princess John, chairperson of the Karaoke Carnival Committee, notes the festival for 2019 will seek to elevate all aspects of Karaoke Carnival to another level.
Let us continue to work together to ensure Kayak Mass 2019 is fruitful. Special thanks to all the persons year after year coming to ensure that the festival survives. The mass barriers, the mass, here on Karaoke and Petit Market, and Grenada and the world over. Our Shakespeare Mass prayers, artists and all stakeholders of course. Carnival 2019 will be one of the difference as we seek to take Shakespeare and all other aspects of our culture to another level.
Minister for Karaoke and Petit Martinique Affairs and Local Government, Honorable Kendra Matthew Stewart, in delivering remarks at the launching, says Karaoke's Carnival is playing its part in the integration and movement of people across the Caribbean and supports the island's economy.
The Carnival Festival is also playing its part in the integration and movement across the Caribbean. For, if not for this most important festival, and it is, of course, one of the most important aspects of this festival. It has the potential to generate much needed revenue for the island, and thus it is imperative that our local businesses play their part in ensuring that this festival survives by way of their contribution and, of course, by their support. For with the predicted influx of people expected for the festival, the spin-off will certainly be felt by the local businessmen and women. Therefore, Carnival Festival, along with every other national and public festival, must be seen then as belonging to each and every one of us. We must make valuable contributions to ensure the festival's success and survival. It cannot be government alone.
Delivering remarks at the launching was Digital's marketing manager, Shanika Peters.
As many of you know, Digital support to Karaoke and Petit Martinique is undisputed. We are happy to announce that 2019 will be our 14th year of giving support to this unique and growing festival. Apart from always aiming to rise the bar, we at Digital have a special reason for doing so. We are serious about improving this festival and we remain ready, willing and able to act on the feedback from all of our stakeholders.
The 2019 Karaoke Carnival will be celebrated from February 20th to March 5th.
All right, people, and we are moving on. We have to highlight all aspects of our culture, and you know, Karaoke is part of Grenada, so you know we have to continue to do that, promote what's taking place in Karaoke. All right, that's our duty. Now, yesterday we reported to you about a high-level seismicity associated with Kikemjeni's volcano. All right, now since then there have been no further update regarding these activities. Yesterday we told you that there were several eruptions since the first, which occurred on September 30th, 2018. On Monday morning at 3:24 a.m. there was activity, 3:35 a.m. and 3:56 a.m. local time. of magnitude 3.5, 3.5, and 3.3 respectively. Now, the University of the West Indies Seismic Research Center say that they are currently working on data and would update further after completing this process. All right, the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, also said that we need to observe the exclusion zone of 2.5 kilometers, all right, and that the level will continue to be yellow until otherwise updated. Okay, should there be any further increase in activity, the exclusion zone of 5 kilometers will be requested to be observed. All right, so we are going to continue to monitor this one. I think one of the biggest stories coming out of today is that gunman went to court today, you understand, and has since been remanded to prison. That was with regards to the latest shooting incident here in Grenada. Is a resident of Belmont, charged in connection with last weekend's shooting. Remanded. Raheem Kelshal, only 24 years old. Now, he appeared at the St. George's Magistrates Court today, Wednesday, 3rd October, charged with 2 counts of attempted capital murder, 1 count of robbery with violence, and the possession of a firearm and ammunition. You understand? Telling me. Now, the shooting, which occurred sometime after midnight on Saturday, have left 2 persons hospitalized now, one of whom, according to reports, is in critical condition. Now, Kelshal is alleged to have accosted and robbed a businessman of an undisclosed amount of money at his Kirani James Boulevard business place while wearing a mask. According to reports, mere minutes after making his escape, he is alleged to have shot his second victim, who was walking along the Jean Anglais public road. According to reports, police have recovered 1 firearm. Kelshal is due to reappear in court on October 23rd, 2018. Clad in a brown thobe. You see him? He made his first court appearance this morning, represented by attorney Delani Edwards. They made the application for bail. You know, and they were asking the magistrate, you know, to please grant him bail, considering several things. Now, Attorney Edwards, in his appeal for bail, told the court that his client had 2 medical conditions, as well as a 3-year-old daughter. Yeah, no. They say, consider the fact that you know well. Please consider the fact that the lawyer begged. You know well, you have 2 medical conditions and you have a daughter. You understand? But earlier, it became hard, his application for bail. Because according to records, Kelshal has a previous matter before the court, also involving a firearm. And he travels back and forth to Trinidad for employment reasons. You understand? They are saying that he has a matter in Trinidad and he had to flee to Grenada. Some sort of gun violence. You understand? Yeah, no. So earlier, the prosecutor made it clear to the magistrate that Kelshal is a flight risk given his ties with neighboring Trinidad and Tobago, and with his alleged involvement of crime of a similar nature, there's a high possibility that he may repeat such offenses if he was granted bail. You understand? So, after hearing from the prosecution and hearing from the lawyer of the accused, the magistrate decided nothing no go so, no bail, and remanded him to Her Majesty's prison. You understand? So he's due to reappear in court on October 23rd, 2018. Alright? No. 24 years old, you know. Charged with 2 counts of attempted capital murder, 1 count of robbery with violence, and possession of a firearm and ammunition. You understand? No. How are we looking for time, people? How are we looking for time? Alright, I think it's time for us to move on, huh? Let's move on. All you, the next thing I want to tell all you about, boy, is what the police is saying about fires in Grenada. The fire statistics for the period January to the 1st of October 2018 ain't not pretty. So this is data that comes directly from the fire department of the Royal Grenada Police Force relating to fires throughout the Tri-Island State, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, January to the 1st of October 2018. Now for the period January to October 2017, the department responded to 178 emergency calls. In contrast, for the period January to October 2018, the department responded to 280 emergency calls, which represents a 36.42% increase. Well, yo, 36 point, you know, yeah, 2017 for the period under review, 178 emergency calls, fire. In 2018, for that same period, 280, 36% increase. Now for the period January to October 2017, the department responded to 36 structural fires. However, for the period January to October 2018, the department responded to 51 fires. 51 structural fires. People, hold on. 51 in a jet. 51 in a jet. 51 structural fires. Now this, do the math, represents a 29.4% increase. Do the math. Now, the 36 structural fires that we're talking about for January to October 2017, 33 were dwelling houses and 3 business. All right? In contrast, for 2018, of the 51 structural fires, listen to this, 38 were dwelling houses and 13 businesses. Therefore, it can be deduced that there was an increase of 13.2% in dwelling house and 76.9% increase in business house fires. All you find I'm making any sense? We're doing a math and thing for all, you know. Yeah. Fire, boy, they're saying fire, real fire. And I have, in light of the information, I have agreed with the fire department that over a period of time, we will advise you on some of the best practices so as to prevent yourself from being a victim. You understand? Do not overload people. Do not overload your electrical sockets. Look at here. You're right on here. In other words, do not stick an adapter into your socket and then plug everywhere a hole and then still put another outlet on it, another switchboard, and then plug a whole set of other things on there. That is what you call overloading your socket. And that, people, if you do it, can cause your house to go up in flame, and it can be a number and a statistic. Over a period of time, we're going to continue to tell you more. Today we say do not overload your sockets. Digicel, audio. Some things all you hear nowhere else but on Mikey Live. I go tell all you that. You understand? Nowhere else but on Mikey Live. Right? We warm up still, eh? Good. Now all you, the next story that I want to tell all you is this here one here. Alright? According to reports, Digicel awarded multi-million-dollar 15-year ICT contract by the government of Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and St. Lucia. So it's the Caribbean nations of St. Lucia, Grenada, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They have been catapulted to the very forefront of the knowledge economy with the news of a 15-year landmark agreement with ICT managed services provider Digicel. Unprecedented in terms of scope and scale across the region. You all heard about CARSIP, and we gave you a little hint about it earlier in the week. CARSIP is a groundbreaking project initiated by the World Bank and coordinated by the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, the CTU. Now, working with the technology partners Cisco and Fortinet, right? The 15-year agreement sees Digicel delivering a future-proof fiber optic network infrastructure. With every government building, listen, with every government building benefiting from high-speed fiber connections and making 21st century government initiatives like smart cities, safe cities, connected health, and advanced learning a reality. All right, so all you understand the scope of what will be taking place. You understand? And for more of that story, log on to the business MikeyLive.com, because only here I'll go hear them kind of business. All right, so the aim is to have all government buildings with high-speed fiber internet connection. You understand? So that it would aid in those sort of technological advancements. We could tell all you more about that on the website. Check it out. I was telling you that we doesn't read no storybook on the program. All you, the next thing that I have to tell all you about. All you remember, we announced recently that the US is offering a renewal waiver, a visa renewal waiver. So persons who have already had a visa that is not more than a year expired, you no longer need to go to Barbados to renew your visa, but that can be done right here in Grenada. Now, Grenada was not the only island within the region who was offered this. There were some other Caribbean islands who was offered this. However, there were some islands in close proximity to Grenada, such as St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who did not receive such courtesy from the government of the United States. And so, according to the Eyewitness News SVG, Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves is suggesting that not many Vincentians would have benefited had the United States extended the courtesy of renewing their visas without having to travel in person to the embassy in Barbados. Now, the United States government has not extended to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dominica, and Antigua and Barbuda the courtesy of having passport holders submit their visa renewal applications by couriers. Now, some observers say that this is punishment. We ain't making it up. It's written, black and white. Go check it out. This is punishment for Kingston, St. John, and Rousseau not supporting Washington's position on hemispheric issues, specifically a recent vote on Venezuela taken by the Organization of American States. Oh, also we saw. Oh, you telling me? Gonsalves told a press conference in Kingston on Tuesday that he has not raised with the U.S. officials in Bridgetown the reason why the courtesy has not been extended to Vincentian passport holders. He said that, I have not discussed that with the United States authorities. He said of the policy, which will benefit St. Lucians, Grenadians, and nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis, as well as Barbadians, the other countries served by the U.S. Embassy in Barbados. So they are suggesting that it's like a little punishment. But anyway, Gonsalves says, you know what? Whatever. I don't think many people was going to benefit from that anyway. So take all the visa and all the renewal business and yeah. All right, let me leave that talk right there. Okay? So that's Gonsalves' position on this, according to Eyewitness News. Before we get into our next segment, I saw something that I really wanted to share with you. It's a guy who is absolutely amazing in his impersonation abilities of politicians from Trinidad and Tobago. Folks, if you ask me, that video is what's breaking the internet.
My brothers and sisters, man, I tell you, it seems as though every time the PNM comes across an organization that is underperforming, their solution is to close it down. In 2003, they closed down Caroni. They said underperforming. Now they want to close down Petrogen. They said it's underperforming too. So I asked myself, if the solution to an underperforming organization is to close it down, then they should also close down Balize House.
I do not understand why everyone is blaming me for everything that goes on in this country. I did not do anything. I did not do anything. When we are successful in our plans to take this country forward, the results will speak for itself. And in times of our incompetence and failures, there's a simple solution to that. All we have to do is blame the UNC.
Madam President, I would like to divert from the Petrotrain issue a little bit and focus on these statements made to my Prime Minister by the opposition leader, who is also a former Prime Minister, when he called my Prime Minister an Oreo cookie. As you can see, Madam Speaker, I am very upset and very infuriated by this, and I would like the Prime Minister to retract her statements. Tonight I say to you, my brothers and sisters, our beloved nation is under siege by Rowley. Instead of addressing the issues of our country, they want to talk about Oreo. I want to say to Rowley, instead of asking my colleague Dr. Munilal to meet him on the pavement. I want to meet you on the pavement, along with Imbert, Faris, and the rest of them. I can take on all of you anytime, any place, set the date. Madam Speaker, I am here to report that there is yet another increase in the price of fuel, this time by $1. And we have also allocated only $2.29 billion towards the development of Tobago. I am happy to report to this Parliament the people did not riot as yet. Madam President, this budget and the shutdown of Petrotrin is a wishy-washy plan by this wicked, vicious, heartless PNM that will only benefit the people of the PNM, while the people of Trinidad and Tobago are suffering by the thousands. The opposition has said that closing down Petrotrin will only benefit the people of the PNM and not the people of Trinidad and Tobago. If the opposition reads the Constitution clearly, they will see that the people of the PNM are also the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
I mean, I could say that today is indeed a sad day for Trinidad and Tobago, right? It is of the opinion of not just the MSJ, but I am also sure it's also the opinion of the entire nation that this plan to shut down Petrotrin is the ultimate con job of the century. And we in the MSJ will not support this government's point of view that it is the only viable option. And we in the MSJ will continue to lobby for what is right and only for the best interest of the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
People, give him a clap. Give him a clap. When you see talent, it must be recognized and rewarded. We can't pay your partners, but what we could say is, you make a Mikey live. Congratulations to you. You is a boss. Give him a clap, no man. The man go watching Mikey live and say, "Ooh, I make a Mikey live, a popular," and then people like me. What? People, that is talent. Yes? And with no further ado, we remind you of the importance of sharing the program. You see, when you share the program, other people gets to know. And I really want to invite you guys to visit our website, MikeyLive.com. That's MikeyLive.com. There's no C in my name. MikeyLive.com. And whoa, they clapping still. That what talking about, boy. We are coming back. When we come back, well, you know what happens.
Listen to what you had to say and turn up the old rules. because losing what you paid for is just wrong. Now, lost data and talk are a thing of the past. Only Digicel gives you unlimited rollover data and talk. Just buy and renew your Quick Pick bundle before it expires and keep what's rightfully yours. Never lose what you don't use. Go to My Digicel app to bundle up and roll over today. Digicel.
Dwayne and Louisa
Heritage Theatre presents Breaking Out, a new full-length drama written and directed by Christy Riggs.
Louisa, will you marry me?
Boy, you crazy?
I love you, Louisa. I'm serious.
You reach love real quick.
Breaking Out, opening Saturday, 29th September at Marishow Theatre and continuing.
But I still love you, Richie.
You love me and you're hard me. Breaking Out, a story of love, challenged, tested and driven to its very limits.
He's the love of my life, Auntie. You have to marry a man for other things besides love, child.
Breaking Out, a story of high drama and suspense.
I'm gonna count to 3, and when I'm finished, you should already be walking towards the door. 1, 2.
Wait, so you're gonna just shoot him down like a dog?
Breaking Out, starring Robert White and Lisa Grappy James. Breaking Out, an opportunity for taking out the entire family.
This ad complements Quartz Grenada Limited.
And folks, thank you very much. And you know what time it is right now. It is time for the National Report. Get ready for that.
Dwayne and Louisa
Heritage Theatre.
Hospital administrators working to ensure minimum disruption at the General Hospital. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Wednesday, October 3rd, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. Some services at the General Hospital are being disrupted by the current sick-out by doctors, but hospital administrators are working to ensure that the level of disruption is minimized. On Wednesday, only 5 of 31 house officers reported for duty at the General Hospital. The sick-out is expected to continue on Thursday. Director of Medical Services at the General Hospital, Dr. Kester Dragon, has given the assurance, however, that surgeries are not being curtailed. Dr. Dragon also confirmed that the Accident and Emergency Department has not been affected because of their shift system. Operations have remained as normal at the Princess Alice and Princess Royal hospitals. The doctors on sick-out have promised to report to work in emergency cases.
The doctors who called in sick, they have pledged, they have promised to come out in emergency situations, so they would be doing calls. They'll be on call. Yeah. In terms of the clinics, we have reduced the clinics. In fact, today there was one clinic which is usually big. It was reduced. The surgeries will continue because, as you would know, the consultants and the specialists are the ones who perform the surgeries, and the host officers do, support and assist in the operating theatre. So the surgeries will not be curtailed. The ward work will be mostly affected.
The action by the doctors began with what they called a stress break in response to a statement made by Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell during a recent town hall meeting in New York. Dr. Mitchell issued a statement on Monday saying his comments about the inappropriate use of government resources for personal benefit were not meant to imply that all public officers are guilty of this. However, he said it was important to face the ugly truth that this has been happening and continues to happen across the public service, not only at the General Hospital, which was specifically referenced in response to a question on health. Dr. Dragon says in the meantime, contingency measures are in place to ensure minor disruption.
In emergency situations, there's a triage system where the persons with the most severe and acute situations are treated first. You see, so, and this will continue to apply. Yeah, yeah. And similarly in the Princess Alice Hospital, where they do a shift system, right? It's a similar situation also.
Senators say the Caribbean Court of Justice (CCJ) is the best avenue to strengthen our state of independence. Farmers' representative in the Senate, Dunstan Campbell, and Government Senator Katisha Williams gave a nod of approval to the CCJ at a consultation in St. John on Tuesday. The Caribbean Court of Justice Advisory Committee consultation train continues to move throughout Grenada as it pushes the need for more education on the subject. Senator Williams said Grenada needs to seriously consider making use of its financial contribution to the CCJ.
I do not think it is appropriate for us to still be sucking up to these people, to be begging them to adjudicate all matters when we have a perfectly fine alternative in the CCJ that is already paid, that is already staffed, that comprised of brilliant justices, that makes provision for access, for affordable justice to us, and we're not using it.
Both senators are convinced that acceding to the Caribbean Court of Justice will further sever ties with the United Kingdom and afford Grenada greater independence.
In terms of independence, there is no other court in judicial systems throughout the world that we can compare to the CCJ in terms of how the judges are selected, in terms of how they are paid, right? Access. We don't have to travel to Trinidad. I mean, you can, but you don't have to travel to Trinidad to be heard by the CCJ.
We are still tied to Britain. In fact, with the colonial string has not been severed, the umbilical cord has not been severed. The CCJ, moving to accept the CCJ, would move us away from what was called the mother country, and now making our Grenada more independent. So it provides a little more, it's an avenue towards this greater independence. One may argue that a country will never become independent per se, but it's a continuum. And along that continuum, the CCJ, accepting the CCJ, would bring us further down that continuum. So I say yes to the CCJ for sovereignty.
Grenadians will vote in a referendum on November 6th in support of the Caribbean Court of Justice bill. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The house was shaking. Then suddenly saw we hear bang, crack, and the roof had gone.
Man, I was so scared, I nearly wet myself.
Only those who have lived it can truly understand the devastating fury of a hurricane's wind.
The house across the road just get up and roll over.
Hurricane force wind. It's a hazard. Hazards. Take control. Reduce your loss. You can hurricane-proof your home. For example, make your roof more wind-resistant by using screws instead of nails in its construction. Find out more about hurricane force winds and other hazards at your local disaster office. A message from the National Disaster Management Agency and SEDERA.
Continuing the news, the New Hampshire Preschool in Willis St. George welcomed the addition of a new wing to its facilities at a total cost of approximately $60,000 EC. The school now has an additional classroom, a kitchen and washroom facilities for staff. The wing was officially opened during a ceremony at the school grounds on Monday. Details from Annette Moore.
The staff and students had also been plagued by a termite-infested roof that has now been replaced. Additionally, students now receive hot meals from the new school kitchen instead of having to wait for meals to be brought up from the Constantine Methodist School.
Our children needed space and a much cleaner environment. But at my school, it was like a matchbox. We were all crammed together. Just imagine. Staff and pupils, we all use the same toilet. We then made a plea for help. Our dear Prime Minister heard that call and answered. Sir, to you I must say thank you, a special thank you, for your quick response and a job well done.
Construction began in June and took 2 months with a team of approximately 7. Community members, the principal, staff, parents, and students were joined by the Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell, and Parliamentary Representative for St. George Northeast, Tobias Clement, for the opening.
I'm proud of the fact to have some say in what is taking place today, because I know what it is to want an education and cannot get it. and have to struggle to get it. So when it's coming to your doorstep, you can't afford to miss it. So I want to thank all of you. It's your initiative, you know. You all need the most credit. We did our part, but I also want to say that without you guys' initiative, we wouldn't be here today.
As a community, we felt good, and we were encouraged when we saw our very own young men and young women from right here in the village working hard, working tirelessly, working overtime to make sure that we have a top-class facility.
The scope of work is a 10 by 24 building. Classroom, a toilet and a kitchen. So we're quite happy to do it and continue to look out for more work.
Right now the school is more spacious, it's more comfortable and it's more conducive for learning.
Teachers are not sick as before because there were bats living in the roof and it was kind of hazardous for the health.
I want to say thanks to the contractors and the government for hiring me and also helping them children get food on time.
I know from all that was provided here, we will have a better outcome in learning.
I believe that we in New Hampshire here will go from strength to strength with your support.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
And that's the National Report. I am Leslie Ann Johnson.
Right, thank you very much, Leslie Ann, Annette, and everyone else who were part of the production of the National Report. And folks, that's as far as we can go for tonight. For those of you who have yet to be courteous enough to share the program, I want to invite you to please share the business, right? Please go ahead and share the program. All right, folks, so there we go. All right, there we go. Let's pick up some names on the program. Let's say hello to Esther, to Angel, to Anne, to Veronica, to John, Marlene, Melly, Wayne, Angel, and everyone else who is on the program. All right, folks, that's as far as we can go for today. Wayne and everyone else who's usually on the program, I want to say thank you for watching the program, and we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, God's willing, again. There are a lot of stories that we're working on, so in time you will hear about them. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. All right, we're doing this. Queen, Gloria, Priceless, Peter, Hazel, and also we have Wendy Ann, Samantha, Suzette. All right, Deslin and Zaka. Okay, bless to you. And Asdon, Colette. Who else is there with us? Shomin. All right, blessings to you. Okay, guys, and Maria. I see Maria is here as well. Okay, guys, so God bless you, and we'll touch base again in 5, 4, big up Nicholas, 2, 1, God bless you. Ja, no.